Hey lovelies, let's get a message going straight into the tarot. I don't know what this one's going to be about, so let's see what you need to hear in this message today. If it resonates, stick around, and if it doesn't, just scroll away, okay? We've got a few cards flying out at us at the moment. We've got a Seven of Wands here and a Two of Cups. I feel like there was a situation here where you were feeling like you were losing the battle. You were sort of thinking that there was give and take in a connection, but you feel like you're losing that connection in some way with somebody. This could be love related. The Two of Cups generally is a love related card, but it doesn't need to be. This is like a give and take card as well. So maybe you were offering something to someone and they weren't reciprocating in some way or some form, and you feel like they were juggling you, and you kind of sort of feel like they're retreating as well from you as well. So there's something here where this person kind of, or this situation feels like they were giving energy to you and then it kind of pulled away to some degree. Okay, so what is happening here? And it could be in business, it could be in relationships, it could be in friendships. Just take it as it resonates. Yeah, so here they pulled back with this Eight of Wands energy. They're sort of retreated, and they kind of, you felt like they were juggling you here with this two of Pentacles, where everyone else was prioritized instead of you. And you feel like there's been a pullback of energy. And you feel like, again, look at this kind of, you feel like it's not going in your favor with this Wheel of Fortune. There's this kind of like the brakes were put on in this situation. So what's the advice for you here, and why is this happening? We've got the Nine of Cups coming out. Let's get a couple more here and I'll show you. All right, we've got the Nine of Cups here. We've also got the Temperance card, and we've also got the Nine of Pentacles. What this is showing me is that your advice now is to focus on you solely, okay? I know it's really hard when you have kind of all of this stuff in your mind going on, but Spirit's saying temper your emotions, because what you can't see is something that it will work itself out in the background. You haven't seen all the pieces to the jigsaw puzzle yet. You're starting to assume things without seeing the proof, right? And the thing is, a lot of you that are watching this message are really, really logical. You kind of feel like you need to know the missing parts of everything. And when you feel like you can't really make sense of stuff, you think that it's not going your way. And that's kind of what you're catastrophizing this situation, okay? And Spirit is saying, no, stay in alignment with what it is that you want. Don't try to figure it out until you have all of the pieces to the jigsaw puzzle. Because the thing is here is you can't see what is happening, okay? The reason why you can't see what is happening is because you're trying to figure it out logically, all right? This is not a logical thing. You've got to trust in energy. You've got to trust in what you're manifesting. You've got to trust in what it is you're putting out there. And with this King of Swords, this is a logical card. It's asking you you can't see. This is not a logic game, because once you are leading to your happy ending, okay? We've got the Sun here. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. If you actually stay the course, you're going to get what it is that you want. But the thing is that you're starting to lose it again, all right? This is where a lot of you keep repeating cycles and you're not learning the lessons, right? You're not learning the fact that you can't trust yourself. You keep trying to figure stuff out. And a lot of you, I feel, that are watching this are on a manifestation journey, or that you've been trying to manifest the same thing over and over again, but your control freak comes out, and that logical part of you that tries to figure out the 3D and try to orchestrate every little move to understand it, is what is actually kind of the stick in the rut in this message. Because what you do is you kind of go and do this, let's just say you got like your manifestation journal, or what you've written down. You might be scripting, you might be visualizing, you might be meditating. Let's just say that that's the case. What you do is then you kind of go into that like spiritual realm. You put out all this energy, you put out all this intention, but then you start to try to control the 3D and look for it. You're not letting it, that spiritual sense where it's not logical, play out energetically. You're starting to put the lens of logic onto a spiritual realm, and that's the problem here. You're trying to orchestrate. You're not the one that moves all the jigsaw pieces around to get what it is that you want. And that's what you're being told here. Don't try to logic your way out of this, okay? There's nothing to worry about here, okay? You've got a lot of nines here as well, okay? You've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. This is about focusing on you. There's nothing burdening you here, okay? You've really got to, this is also about you trusting yourself, stepping into this energy of, I trust myself. I know what I want is coming true for me. There is nothing stopping me or burdening me, Okay, if you've been seeing 999, this might be another sign for you. You've got to start to trust this, but you're starting to derail here because that little voice in your head, which is the logic side of you, which is the King of Swords and the Emperor. This is a control freak trying to come out, and this part here is where you lose that manifestation. That's where you lose control, and that's kind of where you keep stuffing up and keep repeating patterns. And the advice here for you is to stay the course on, walk away from that type of energy, trying to control everything. All right, you got to be more in this Page of Wands, but you don't want to. You're trying to go down this path of, when is it happening? Why are they doing that? Why are they saying that? How come that? No. Okay. I want you to start to embody the state of like, I don't know how, but I know this is working out for me. I don't need to figure it out. It's not my job to figure it out. I know that what I want is coming to me. I've placed my intention out into the world. What I want is already mine. Okay? This will figure itself out. Okay? I have learned this lesson very hard myself, okay? I used to try to get into things, and I'm a very analytical mind, so I understand how this works. And I used to get in there and be like, I have to email this person, and I have to figure it out, and they have to reply to me, and I have to know the answer, and right? And I would be on the phone trying to hound people to get things done how I want them done, and if I didn't get them done, you would be hearing from me, okay? That was my energy in the past, and now, after I've learnt the kind of lesson of energetics, I've learnt to go, I don't know, it's not for me to figure out, but it will, right? And to give you an example of this, I had a problem with something in my home that needed to be fixed that I was arguing for weeks with somebody about, right? A particular company. And then I just kind of went, what am I doing? I'm being this person that is trying to control. And I threw it up into the world. I'm like, I don't need to figure this out. It will turn up and it will figure it. And mind you, I've been spending nearly 2 months to try and get these things fixed. The minute I dropped it, within a week I got an email. Within 2 days, it was already resolved because I had removed myself as a control freak. Okay, and once I kept learning this lesson over and over again in life, I've learned it with relationships. I've learned it with things. This is what you need to learn. You've got to learn to let go. All right. This is where you keep stuffing up your outcomes. You're all up in your head, see? This is a mental battle. This is not an easy thing to do though, okay? I know it's really easy for me to say, but it's not easy to do because a lot of you want to know everything, right? Here we are, the Hierophant. If you keep going down this path, you're going to get unstable again and you're going to lose this stability. A lot of you are looking for stability in relationships in general. It doesn't need to, I feel like this is in business, in all aspects of your life, okay? But you really need to get out of your own way. And that's what Spirit is saying here. It's not about you trying to orchestrate the outcomes for yourself. It's about placing the intention and moving out of the way for things to come to you. You're not someone that knows how to receive easily, okay? This is your learning that you have to see. You're really unstable here with this Queen of Pentacles. That's why they're saying with all those nines that came up before, you really need to step into this energy and learn this lesson and learn to receive, this Queen of Receiving, this emotional Queen. Right? You have grown up, I feel for a lot of you, you've grown up in a very masculine energy, okay? Needing to do everything on your own. You're someone that has become very hyper independent. And the thing is that with hyper independence, you've always had to be on guard. And that's your natural state. And that's something that I've learned about myself as well, is I was someone that was always protecting myself or feeling like I couldn't trust anything to come to me easily or effortlessly or anyone to be in my life with ease. And that's learning to step into that feminine or receiving energy. Doesn't matter about your gender. This is about energies. Receptivity is intuitive, okay? Masculine is analytical and logical, okay? You've got to step more into the emotional, intuitive side of you if you're trying to manifest things into your life, because it won't come in with you trying to control it with the masculine energy. Okay, know that you're worthy of what it is that you want. Figure out a technique that gets you out of your monkey mind and step away. Even if it's saying something, I don't know how, I don't know when, it's none of my business, it'll figure itself out. Even if your brain's going off its head, you've got to learn how to check out, okay? I hope this message has found you well. Once you do that, you'll find that things will start to fall into place for you very, very quickly. You just need to get out of your own way, okay? I hope this found you well again. I think I already said that. But have a beautiful day. And if you want me to do a reading for you, the links are in my bio. Bless.